On the Comedy Network and around the world via satellites, your friend and mine, the one, the only, Ben Guy.
How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, you guys can do better than that. I'm going to try that again. On the count of 3, you're going to give me your loudest F and A. How's everyone doing tonight? 1. I said on the count of 3, folks. 1, 2, 3. That sounds so cool with the Swedish accent. Nice. So, as you know, I'm Ben Guy. Okay. If that didn't go over, I was told to read this. I am Ben Guy. You may think I look different from my hit TV show, but that's because the camera makes you look like a studly 6'4" Adonis who can get any woman he desires. But in reality, I look like an impotent math teacher. Ben's not even here and he's getting laughs, that sucks. And making fun of me at my expense, that's not good. So, unfortunately, Ben won't be here tonight. He's hot on the election campaign trail. Nice. Could you imagine that Ben Guy as Prime Minister? That'd be awesome. You know that censorship in Canada would go right out the window, wouldn't it? Yeah. All the stripper joints would be erected. No pun intended. So I'll be your host tonight. My name is Randy Bordon. I'm actually Ben's identically fraternal adopted twin brother. Apparently the hour of rehearsing that last night didn't pay off. So as host and MC, I get to find out if anybody's celebrating anything tonight. Any birthdays, anniversaries, in-laws moving out of province? Nothing? Just gonna leave me hanging, thanks. I heard we got something going on tonight. We got a fundraiser. We have the Halton Swedish School, is that? Okay. So I got a bit of that. What is that all about? You basically raise money for an entire year and then you give it to somebody in London? Do they have to be Swedish? Well, that's mighty political of you guys, and not to be racist. I actually don't know anything about Sweden other than you make really great 1-cent candies. The berries, folks, catch up with me. And you have Matt Sunday. And there's a lot of blonde people out tonight, that's nice. So nothing else, how much are you guys looking to raise? Sky's the limit, I guess. 450 million tonight? Give you my Lotto Max ticket? How much have you got so far? Are any of you guys concerned about this? Are you bondable? Let's check that out. And that's not a sex term, yeah. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe there's some handcuffs and leather involved. So no birthdays tonight? Anybody celebrating a birthday within the next year? Well, I got a lot of you on that. You didn't say anything, man. Are you expecting to grow in the next year, April 1st, 2012? I'd really feel bad if you were. I fucking feel like an asshole. I actually feel bad because I think my brother Mike has had one of the worst birthdays of anybody I know. On his 35th birthday, instead of having a birthday party, his wife convinced him to have a vasectomy. Happy fucking birthday. V-Day on your B-Day, I like to call it. Good luck trying to find that Hallmark card. And if Hallmark did have a card with my brother in mind, I think it'd go something like this. Today is the day you spend under the knife. It's moments like these that'll forever change your life. It's just too bad that a year from now, that bitch will be your ex-wife. Happy V-Day on your V-Day. Love, Mom. Aww. So what else can I tell you about myself? I've actually never really been popular with the ladies. They always found that I was a little too sensitive for their liking. I always thought that women wanted sensitivity in a man. Well, let's take a poll tonight by applause. How many ladies like a sensitive guy? 5 of you, really? All the rest of you like to be beaten the shit out of? Welcome to Burlington? I don't know. See, I admit I'm a sensitive guy. I cry at Disney movies. You know that really sad part in Bambi? You know the one where he smacks his nuts on the ice? Oh, as a guy, I cry. That's I tell you, I used to do a lot of drugs about an hour ago. But I had to quit doing drugs because I started to have a lot of weird thoughts and I'd like to share with you. Like, here in Canada we have African lion safaris, right? Over in Africa, do you think they have Canadian beaver safaris? Lame ass safari tour, wouldn't it? If you're colorblind, are you still allowed to play Twister? You know, the process is a little faster, folks. I think that it's like being colorblind. You can't really appreciate rainbows as much. Just look up in the sky and say, hey, what pretty colors of gray, like your darker black? If carrots supposedly help you see better, how come rabbits always get hit by big trucks? No animals were actually injured in the making, not jokes, folks. Do you think a dyslexic person's favorite position is 96? Okay, a few scattered perverts all around. I'll draw you in later. You're going to want to find. Another thing I read that an elevator butt has more bacteria than your toilet seat. My sentiments exactly, man. If that's true, from now on I'm pressing the buttons with my ass. I'll be up in the elevator, right? Penthouse, ding. Bathroom, ding. If a person has a list, they can't pronounce the S's. Who's a demented bastard that put the letter S in the word list? These poor people can't even pronounce their own fucking speech impediment. Jeez. You think Mennonites ever experienced road rage? Thank God they didn't get it in Kitchener last night. Why can't they find Osama bin Laden? You know who they need to hire? That chick from Romper Room. The one with the mirror? She can see everybody, couldn't she? So like I see Billy and Susie and look, there's Osama playing Hungry Hungry Hippo with President Bush in the Oval Office. You guys tight or something? Read that if the size of a man's penis is judged by the size of his feet, how come Ronald McDonald has never been the Playgirl centerfold? Wouldn't that be a great happy meal for you ladies? Draw some of the perverts back in here. Another thing I read, I do a lot of reading obviously, so I read that if you swim in a public pool for more than an hour, chances are you will consume 1/12 of a liter of urine. And that's friggin' gross. And now I know why the French call it a piscine. If the French have anything called a tap-in, I'm not swimming in it or going anywhere near it. If a Smurf has jaundice, does he turn green? Holy fuck, usually a couple of people don't get that joke, not the whole crowd. If you actually don't get that, just think of a Ziploc bag. Thank you, sir, you're my saving grace. We got another thing I read that 70% of women actually prefer chocolate over sex. Now ladies, is this true? One, all the rest of you are all nymphos? You guys are getting lucky tonight, good for you. You know what, later on in the show, like half a dozen guys will be rubbing chocolate on their Mr. Big, You know? If women really do prefer chocolate over sex, why don't Hershey and Cadbury get into the sex market? I think it'd be great. Just have to change some of their bar names, you know, bars like Click Cat. With the pink wafer inside. Crispy crotch. With extra nuts. S&M's. Melts in your mouth and in your hands. Because you've had a hard day whipping. For the people with the really weird fetishes, feces pieces. Is it a commercial slogan you'll never see on TV? Hey, when you eat your feces, do you eat the brown ones last? Hey, you guys ready to get the show on the road? You guys can do better than that. Are you guys ready to get the show on the road? We got a great show for you folks. Your headliner hails all the way from Niagara Falls. He's a favorite in the clubs and on the college circuit. Let him hear you. Please give it up for Mr. Mark Sinadinos. Before I bring up Mark, we got a special treat for you. I've performed with this guy many times. You're going to love him. He actually just qualified in the Yuck Yucks Great Canadian Laugh Off. Please give a loud, thunderous applause for Mr. Paul McCallum.